Luka just sent a warning that could shake the entire Lakers franchise. Get me an A-list center. But before LA could build around its new superstar,
Yeah, I mean, Luka Dončić, source close to him told me that his feedback to Lakers front office before he went away for the summer was, get me an A-list center. And I need that to compete. And Luka's camp was also told when they were traded from Dallas to LA a year and a half ago that it's the summer of 26. Wait till the summer of 2026. Then we're going to show you what we mean for the future and your future as a face of our franchise. Thus far, people would say, I think it was a pretty good draft night. You got Cameron Carr dropping in the draft, and obviously you re-signed Austin, and Luka made it clear he wants to keep playing with Austin Reaves.
Right.
But there's so much work to be done with this roster, starting with the center position. And we don't know if DeAndre Ayton's going to opt in to his deal. And if he does, if the feedback is get me an A-list center, and Ayton was already on the team last year, if he opts in, that means Rob Pelinka needs to find a trade partner for Ayton.
Okay.
But Luka's warning was only the beginning, because just when the Lakers thought their biggest problem was finding an elite center, the franchise was hit with a nightmare no superstar can fix.
If those names sound familiar, it's because Kushner is part of the Trump family tree, and Bob Iger used to run Disney. So those are names you would know and you probably should know. And I'm just going to say this about the whole situation. If you are a Laker fan like myself, like Ephraim Salaam, it's a dark day for us right now. Because history says when you get new ownership in the NBA, it doesn't go well. I believe it was Bill Simmons who coined the phrase new owner syndrome. That is a very real, a very spectacular thing. Most recently, we saw it happen in Dallas. Patrick Dumont comes in. Team had just made the NBA Finals, and less than a year later, Nico Harrison's in his ear like Littlefinger, has him trade away Luka Dončić. Why? Because he thought he needed to shake things up. Before that, Matt Ishbia in Phoenix. Apologies to Bree. She's nodding there in agreement. He shows up. He's like, you know what? I got to make a splash. I got to make something happen. I need to put my fingerprints on this team. Let me trade away Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, all of our picks for Kevin Durant. Then I'm going to double down a year after and trade whatever other picks I have for Bradley Beal. They had to dump both of those guys unceremoniously just to get back into the black. And they're probably stuck in play in purgatory for the next 5 to 6 years because of it. Before that, Joe Tsai in Brooklyn buys the team. And he's like, you know what? I got to make a splash. First thing I'm going to do, I am going to sign Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in free agency. KD off an Achilles injury. Kyrie, of course, couldn't predict COVID. That was a whole different ball of wax. But then what he did is, I'm going to double and triple down. I am going to trade for James freaking Harden. I think those guys played about 8 games together before it was all broken up again. Alex Rodriguez in Minnesota, a team that just made the Western Conference Finals. He says, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to trade away Karl Anthony Towns because I can't afford to pay the luxury tax. I'm not going to do it. And if you are the Lakers and you have a team that is now being purchased by Kushner and Iger, you have to be very concerned because these guys, much like the previous owners, are going to be hell-bent to do one of two things. One, they're going to be like Ishbia and say, I am going to put my fingerprints on this team.
Luka Dončić reportedly gave the Lakers a very simple message before leaving for the summer. Get me an A-list center. I need that to compete. That is a massive statement. Luka already knows what this roster can do. He knows Austin Reaves is staying after signing a 4-year, $185 million deal. He knows the Lakers have offensive firepower. But he also knows the Western Conference is brutal. If Los Angeles wants to seriously compete for a championship, Luka believes the center position has to change. And that demand becomes even more important because when Luka arrived from Dallas in December 2024, his camp was reportedly told to wait until the summer of 2026, the point when the Lakers would show him their long-term vision. Now, that moment has arrived. But Luka's demand arrived at exactly the moment the Lakers were facing a much bigger problem than the center position. The Lakers did make moves. They kept Austin Reaves, something Luka reportedly wanted. But the center situation remained complicated. DeAndre Ayton averaged 12.5 points and 8 rebounds last season, and his future immediately became part of the conversation. If Luka is asking for an A-list center, simply keeping the same front court isn't enough. The Lakers need a player who can protect the rim, rebound, defend elite bigs, and, most importantly, take some pressure off Luka when playoff basketball slows everything down. That is why this isn't just another off-season roster question. It is a direct test of whether the Lakers are actually listening to their franchise superstar. And then, while everyone was debating the roster, Los Angeles was hit by a shocking development at the very top of the organization. The Lakers are changing ownership again. The franchise was valued at around $10 billion when Mark Walters Group took control. Now, the Lakers are reportedly being sold for approximately $12.5 billion. That's a staggering increase of about $2.5 billion in roughly a year. And the names attached to the new ownership group are enormous. Joshua Kushner, Bob Iger. Kushner comes from the investment world. Iger is one of the most recognizable executives in the entertainment industry, having led Disney and been deeply connected to ESPN and ABC. For Lakers fans, this creates an obvious question. What happens when new owners inherit a franchise built around Luka Dončić? Do they trust the existing basketball plan? Or do they want to immediately put their own fingerprints on the team? And Lakers fans have a very good reason to be nervous about that second possibility. NBA history has shown how dangerous new ownership can become when executives feel pressure to make a statement. Dallas is the perfect example. Phoenix is another. Brooklyn tried building a super team almost overnight. The pattern is always similar. New ownership arrives. Expectations explode. Someone wants to make a splash. And suddenly, a franchise that was supposed to be building patiently starts making desperate decisions. That is exactly what Lakers fans fear. Because Luka is asking for an A-list center. The new owners may want their own signature move. And if those two agendas collide, Los Angeles could either land the superstar big man Luka wants, or make a massive trade that completely changes the franchise. And that's why this isn't simply a story about who plays center next season.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.